Hey everybody, we are back with another review, and today we're going to be doing a little challenge. So I figured I saw so many of these Altoid tin videos with EDC loadouts, survival kits, survival tins, EDC tins, urban survival, all kinds of different fashions. And I said it would be neat to build a little kit for this size tin, this small form factor, and see what I could put in there of stuff I actually use. Not stuff that's just going to sit on a shelf. So the other thing I wanted to do was it had to fit in the tin. The tin had to close without a rubber band. When you carry Altoids in a normal tin, you don't usually have a rubber band on it to hold the mints in. So same form factor with this, has to fit inside the tin without a rubber band. Would it be nice to put a rubber band on this to ensure it ain't going to open? For sure. If you're going to slide this in, for sure. But I wanted to make sure that I can get everything in there with the lid to be able to close. It's an older tin. This is one of those OG ones from maybe the 90s, I want to say this tin's from. But it's a tin I ended up building a nice little kit with, and we're going to check out everything that I put inside. So let's grab, here, we'll do the tech mat, because that's always a nice little contrast to everything that we got. We'll put that over there, and let's check it out. So straight out the gate, if you want to see what the kit is, that's the kit. Now, I know there's tons of other stuff that I could probably do with this. I didn't put anything on the lid here. I didn't modify the box at all, obviously. I didn't put anything on the lid except for adding a striker strip for matches. I glued that there. I didn't want to add anything here because anything up here is going to be taken out of here, so I didn't want to do that. So let's just start pulling stuff out, and I'll kind of show you what we got in here. First up, straight out the gate, we got a nice little bottle opener and a little wrench set from Tactica / little pry bar. That's always useful, and that's on top. The stuff on top is going to be the most used stuff, I guess you could say. Next up, we have a Dakine, a little multi-tool. This is a skate tool, but it happens to have some really useful tools on here. We got a Phillips number 3, Phillips number 2. We got a little hex head and a flat, and it fits perfect just like that, and still will give you that nice leverage that you're looking for as well, like a normal stubby screwdriver. And again, that's a skate tool. Next up we got is a little titanium knife. I needed to have a little knife in here to do, knife stuff. So I figured this little titanium one is a nice size one to pack in here for myself. Something I could depend on. Something that I can use in a pinch for minor things. Next up we got is a 8GB USB flash drive. Always nice to have a way to carry data on the go. Speaking of data, we have the lever kit, which I did end up marring off the ends there because it was like a little loop. It has the micro USB to USB. I have the adapter from micro to lightning. And then underneath that, we have, of course, the SIM removal tool. And it all packs up into this little, let's see if we can get in there, and this little bar, so it keeps a lot of the pocket dust, lint, stuff that would accumulate in this little pack out. Next up we got is a deployable towel. You can get that wet and it can get to a little bit of a square that you can wipe your face, you can clean up. It's more of a quality of life type of thing, and something I'm definitely down to pack out, especially if you go to like a public restroom and maybe you just want to wipe your face and maybe they don't have any paper towels. Something like that could be like worth its weight in gold. Next, we have two identical things, and this is a redundancy. I believe this one is the redundancy. Nope, this is the pen. So that's a little pen right there. That is a nano pen from Alpaca. It's a nano pen. This is a redundancy. This is a small little knife, small little blade from Alpaca as well, another nano. And those two fit perfectly right next to each other. Next up we got is some paracord. And I left the strands open like this so you can kind of see I can use these strands for sewing, as you'll see here in a second, or I can use this for tinder. So we got a nice little bundle of paracord. I believe that's maybe 3 feet. I'm not going to undo it right now. It's about 3 feet I think I cut. Next I got a little pill pack. And in my pill pack is a flattened piece of Meg Military Energy Gum, cinnamon flavored. It's got 100 milligrams of caffeine. Amazing. A little boost, little booster rocket, if you would. Next up, we got some electrolyte tablets right here. 2 Advil. Ibuprofen, obviously. Iosat potassium iodide tablet. Again, one of those per hour to protect your thyroid if there's a nuclear event. I love having those in almost every single one of my kits. Next up we got is an alcohol prep wipe. Amazing for cleaning your phone, for cleaning a cut, for cleaning pretty much anything. That isopropanol on a little towelette works really, really well. Next up we have is a titanium whistle. Always good to have a nice signaling whistle on you at all times. Sometimes you maybe can't make a noise or speak or something, but you need to make a loud signal. That's what a whistle's really good for, actually. So next up we got is 4 of these all-weather matches. I lined them up there so you can see I shortened the tips so they fit in the tin vertically like that. Again, we have the striker strip there. So we have 4 potential ways to start a fire. Next up we got is a little eating tool. This is a flat little fork that came out of a card that has a bunch of multi-tools on it. So I figure that is a perfect pack out for me to have something if I do need to eat on the go. Speaking of on the go, I got a little Shelby P38 can opener right there. Next up, I have this little piece of metal that has an adhesive strip on it, which I believe, I don't remember what this was for. I think it's to make something magnetized, a device magnetized. But what I ended up doing is peeling a strip off and putting some of these flat tools on there that I could definitely use and pack out in this kit. I got a little saw here. We have some needles for sewing, smaller needles as well. We have some hook needles for maybe doing some kind of temporary stitching of flesh. We have 2 metal buttons over here for replacing any type of buttons. If I need to replace a button for some reason and I need a temporary one, I guess I could use those. And then I have a little arrowhead here, which I figured I had some room on here, so I might as well throw some things on here that I might use. We have a little tag here as well, a little metal tag, but all this stuff fits really nice and sticks to this little card, which isn't tacky. Everything that's stuck to it isn't, it's not tacky around is what I mean, so it's not going to have like a bunch of hair and stuff. But I thought it was a really nice way to carry these flattened tools, and there's a lot of tools on this one little card. A lot of those credit card tool things, they have tons of like fishing hooks and stuff, and where I live, there's just not really opportunities to go fishing, but there is useful stuff on those cards that I could definitely, harvest, and that's why I basically made my own little mini version of that, if you would. So next up we got is a Band-Aid and a Breathe Right strip. I got them partnered together, little Band-Aid and a Breathe Right strip. Always good to get some fresh air, and I got a Band-Aid on the go as well. And then we got a couple more things in here I'll show you. We have one of the Victorinox little toothpicks. I figured that's always nice, especially for eating. I got a 6-sided die. 6-sided die is always good for decision-making / it's good for morale. Then we have a couple more items in here. I'm going to grab that out of there. It's magnetized to the tin. Speaking of magnets, I got a little pin magnet here. Pin magnet's always good, especially if you have to do some kind of magnet fishing, if you would. I have my paracord here, and I have this. I'm sure I can MacGyver something up with a Band-Aid, a paracord, and a magnet. I can make something that might be able to lift something small up off the ground, or something that I might have dropped. Next up we have, there we go, we got a skeleton key. Skeleton key is always good to have. It allows you to open pretty much any door in the United States that isn't one with a deadbolt. So that's a pretty useful tool. And lastly, I did pack out a mini Right in the Rain notebook, which allows me to pair this with my little nano pen. And now I got a full kit in my Altoids can that I could take this tin and put this in a backpack. I could put this in a fanny pack, put this in my pocket. I would want to put probably rubber band around this just to ensure none of this stuff just like starts emptying out of my pockets when I bend over or something like that. But for the challenge itself, I wanted all this stuff to fit in here and have a function for myself personally. So I packed it out accordingly. I would probably say I would write least out of all of this stuff because I usually have other means of writing, but this is an emergency type of a kit. Same thing goes with the first aid. That stuff's more on the bottom for emergencies. The stuff on top was more so this stuff, which is going to be the everyday use type of stuff. And again, this is going to be like the sub-level of stuff I would use if I need to in a pinch. So anyway, this is my Altoid tin loadout. Why don't you let me know down in the comments below, what do you think of the items that I had in here? Is it functional for you? Is this something that you would pack out? This is all stuff that I would definitely use and stuff that I could definitely feel more safe having on me, especially like this little pill packet. Having like a Breathe Right strip, a Band-Aid is always nice, peace of mind to have. Same thing goes with fire starter and some kind of cutting tool for sure. So you let me know down in the comments below, what would you put in your Altoid tin? If you have a video with it, link it down in the comments below. I'd love to check it out. And yeah, let me know what you would swap out or add to this kit down there as well. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Want more content like this, subscribe for more, and have a great rest of your day.